Look how beautiful she is. Oh my gosh. If you're a coffee drinker like me, then this is what I would recommend. I would do an iced Americano with 1 pump of pumpkin spice, 1 pump of brown sugar, a splash of almond milk, and then a dash of cinnamon on top. But then I decided I didn't like it as much, so I added some heavy cream, and this is what I got. Before we go pumpkin patching, I want to try my drink. As we can clearly see, I added way too much cream, but I still want to try it to see if I like it. It's not bad. I thought it was gonna be gross because I added too much cream, but it's actually quite delicious. I can still taste the coffee mostly. I can't taste the brown sugar, but I can taste the pumpkin spice. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. I really have been trying to get better with my drinks because that's where I struggle with my sugar addiction that I've slowly been trying to manage more because it has taken over my life before, so I'm trying to be a little bit better. And I've noticed that a huge trigger of mine is when I get Starbucks or Dunkin' or any of these places that have really sugary drinks, and it's because of these syrups. If I wanted to get a pumpkin spice frappuccino, maybe a grande or even a venti, I'd be getting over 60 grams of sugar or even more, which is ridiculous. But I used to tolerate that, and now I can't afford that. I can't do that to myself anymore. So that's why I kind of went a little bit more subtle here with this drink, because I'm really trying my best of my abilities to bring it down. And I know I still messed up on the cream, so that probably added more sweetness to it. But I lived, I learned, and now I know. But it's still delicious though. I'm still gonna drink it. Don't get me wrong, I love pumpkin patching. I think it's so much fun. But one of the issues I have is I'm very indecisive of what I want. And then I always have a hard time determining what size pumpkin I want to, because I want people to see my pumpkins on my porch, you know? I don't want to get something too small. I absolutely love these muted pumpkins. I think they have a cute minimalistic look, and I think I might get them. I did indeed get my muted pumpkins. They're in the back. I actually got them for a pretty good deal. Around my area, you can get pumpkins for a decent price, typically less than $3, depending on what size it is. That's what it really depends on. But I find that coming to farm markets is much more cheaper than going to more grocery shops or more tourism areas. So that's what I would recommend. If you ever come to my area and you want to go to a pumpkin patch, go to farm markets where they're more based on Amish or Mennonites, because then you can get a better deal. My hair got completely annihilated by that wind. It is a windy day here in Lancaster, but this is my favorite type of weather, where it's cloudy and it's not too hot and not too cold. It's like a slight breeze, but it's still doable to bring out a jacket like this. But I also don't like it anymore either, because this is a sign that my seasonal depression is coming, and I'm not too happy about it because, well, I get depressed. Anyway, enough about depression. We are on our way to the city to meet up with a friend for dinner. I want to show you guys this really cute restaurant that I always go to with friends in the city. It's one of my favorite spots, and I'm so excited to show you. You can always tell when it's fall time in Lancaster because the Amish, they dry out their crops, as you can see, and okay, actually, I have no idea why they do it. I really don't. I lived here my whole life and I have no clue why they do it. I know some, they create a corn maze out of them, and then they allow people to come on their property to make money. And then out of corn maze, and typically they have a farm market with it or other things to do with the corn maze. I know Oregon Dairy does that. I know some others out in Lidditz do that. It's all over. There's so many options. It's like the thing to do in my area. Also, apple picking is a huge thing in my area too, if you're into that. I'm not, and maybe I'll try to do it one day. I don't know, but it's up to you. We have a lot of things to do here in the fall. It's not just for the spring and summertime. You can also come to Lancaster during the fall time. Before I go in for dinner with my friend, I want to tell you guys something really quick before I forget, because this just explains my style of clothing so well. Before I left the pumpkin patch, an older woman tried to get into my car. I think she was just confused and thought she was going into her own car, and she tried opening my door, and I looked under and said, "Excuse me," and before she went away to her own car, I saw her sweater. It was bright yellow, it had a covered bridge on it, and it was definitely more fall, and that's when it hit me. I bought the exact same sweater at a Goodwill up in Williamsport, and that's when I knew I was achieving my grandma's style life. Thank you. I cannot get over how good that was. Oh my gosh. It had the 1950s feel, which I absolutely loved. The sign was beautiful. I always forget how beautiful it is in there, and it was just good to hang out with a friend. I really enjoyed it a lot, and I'm hoping to go back sooner than later. I am feeling under the weather. I am not feeling to go outside, so we're gonna be having a cooking / baking day together. I went to the grocery store. We're gonna be making ourselves some soup and then some other goodies as well. This is my go-to drink whenever I'm feeling crappy. It's one of the best. I used it a lot when I had COVID and it helped so much. I cannot recommend it enough. Whenever I feel like a cold is coming, I get these immunity boost. I do the ginger and turmeric and it really helps a lot. And if that's not available, sometimes I'll do ginger or ones that say vitamin D and what's the other one that they added in? Oh, and zinc. That's it. And I'll just take this whole thing. Now, sometimes depending on the flavor, it's kind of gross, but it really helps a lot, especially if I'm feeling a little bit not myself. Bottoms up. It's the pepper. Ooh, if this does not wake you up, I don't know what does. Ooh, wow. I'm better now. Water helps. It helps take down the black pepper, but man, I already feel better. I only took it a couple minutes ago. While I was at the grocery store, I found some hand lotion. I've been really struggling to find one that actually takes care of my dry hands. I tried multiple and they just didn't work. And then I found Burt Bees almond and milk hand cream. I was looking up some of the best and apparently this is some of the best. And I tried some and I actually feel like my hands feel a little bit better, but I just tried it, so I will give you guys an update sooner or later about if I like it or not. I think I'm gonna go grab my laptop and watch Hocus Pocus. I haven't watched the second one yet, which I really want to do, but I have to watch the first one to remind myself what's going on. So far, the only Halloween movies that I've really been watching are Scooby-Doo movies, the ones that I grew up with. Some people might not classify that as Halloween, but I do. And then I have been collecting them all to remind myself, okay, this is Halloween or this is Thanksgiving, so then I can just binge watch all of them. I haven't even started Halloween Town series yet, but that's like a requirement when it comes to fall. We are going to start on this soup. I'm very excited for this because I tried the best of my abilities to try to find healthy ingredients so then I'm not hurting my gut. Broth, some carrots, celery, and onions, parsley, thyme, and salt to add some extra flavor. Gluten-free pasta. Add some water. Stir it up. Then we're gonna let that simmer while we work on our chicken. Don't forget to add some olive oil so then it gets all nice and crispy. Put some garlic and onion on the chicken to give it a little flavor. Make sure to pull apart the chicken. Dump the chicken into the soup. It's looking good. Movie and tea break.
Now you're mine.
Let's try it. The spices really make it. Wow. Go me. That was really good. That was such a successful baking and cooking day. Oh my gosh. I haven't had one of those in a while. We made some delicious soup, some really good tea. We ate some wonderful cookies. I just had so much fun with you. Thank you so much for joining with me. I am too tired to do anything really. This is like my rest day, so instead we're gonna go on a little drive around Lancaster. I'm gonna show you all some pretty highlights of fall in my area.